Okay, right at 3 weeks ago from today, um, I had a dream. So we're going to get right into it. I was walking into a mall with my father, and you walked in, and it was like the entrance of the mall, and there was a lot of people in there. Um, and we strolled by a group of just a lot of women, different ages from like 20 to maybe 50 or something. I don't know. And they were sitting like on benches, like, some people just sit right at the entrance of the mall. Um, but it was like a bench that connected, like it was a long bench that kind of wrapped around. And then we walked past them, and I noticed they were doing something. So we turned right to go toward like where the stores would start. And we paused because I went to turn around. I turned from him and walked back to the women. And I sat down by a woman that was probably early 30s. And I had a book in my hand, and it was like a paperback book. And they had, I noticed that they were reading their Bibles. They were having like a Bible study, like all these women. And I was like, oh, this is a pretty good book too, like if you want to look at it. And for some reason, the book that I had in my hand, I realized probably was like a romance novel. Okay, but not explicit. It kind of seemed like it was like a secular book, like romance or something. Okay, I'm not too sure why, but something like that. Okay, and they were like, "Oh, okay," and I handed it to her, like passed it off, and I was like, "What are you reading? Like, what are y'all going over?" And the woman looked at me, and she said, "We're reading the connection between James and the bowl judgments in Revelation." So she said, we're reading the connection between James and the bowls in Revelation. And I was like, really? Really? They're connected? Huh. How are they connected? Then all of a sudden, people started leaving. Like they got up and they started walking out of the mall. And I knew that it was like late or time to go or something. And I went to look for my dad right there where I left him. I went to look for my father. And he wasn't there. And the mall started getting dark because it was becoming evening. And there was a hallway, like where the women were sitting, there was a hallway in front of us a little bit. And there was men there, kind of like a gang, or a gang, okay? And I knew they were waiting to come out of that hall and like all around to do bad, okay? And I couldn't find my dad, couldn't find my father. And someone told me, you don't want to be here when it starts getting dark. You don't want to be here when it starts getting dark. You leave the mall. Like, you don't want to be in this, you don't want to be here. And I started thinking, why? Everyone was leaving, and I didn't have a way to go. Like, I didn't have a way to go. And I started thinking, why? Why did my father leave me? why did my father leave me? Why did he leave me here when it's getting dark? Why did he leave me here when all these bad people are coming out and it's getting dark? And then I was walking still, trying to, like, just in that one area. And the head person of that gang had a knife in his hand. And he started walking out toward me. And I knew that in his heart, he was going to violate and destroy, kill, destroy, okay, me. And I was wondering why. Why did my dad just leave? Why did my father leave? Why did I get left? And I woke up. And I knew that that felt like, we know the days are getting dark. We know that the time is ending. We know we're in this season that Jesus is coming, and it's coming quick. And I felt like, for some reason, I was left behind, and I knew that I was going to have to stay in tribulation. And when I woke up, I wasn't panicky or scared. It was kind of like an information dream. Like it was just information. But I couldn't understand why. But I woke up and have been thinking about or on James and the bowl judgments, which I guess they're also, meaning like the vials, vials, the vials that are poured out in Revelations, like the bowls that are poured out in Revelations, the judgments, the wrath of God. And so I'm going to dig. I don't know how long it's going to take. And I'm going to dig in this and try and get more revelation on it. But read that, take it to the Lord, pray about it, and you do Bible study. You do a Bible study on James and the bowls. And if you find anything, put it in the comments. But Bible study that, like search it, read it, and know Jesus is your Savior. He's the only way. I love you.